Hello everyone, it's Ozgun here. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to use stereo placement to get a very wide mixdown. Especially on feedback streams, I got too many tracks sounding very narrow, and that's why the sounds are not recognizable by the brain. Because if you just stack all the sounds to the middle, if all of the sounds in your mix tend to be mono, then there won't be any contrast in the mix and there won't be any wide feeling in the mix. So I think it's best if you just dig into the loop that I created. And today I'm gonna show you channel by channel how to enhance your stereo image in your tracks and how to get a wider mixdown with using stereo placement techniques. And if you're ready, let's get into that tutorial. Okay guys, this is the loop I created. So it's very basic loop. Let me show it to you. So we got a kick, we got a rumble, a bass, a rolling head, an open head, an acid loop, and lastly a white noise. As you see, all the sounds are kind of mono because I didn't do any stereo processing on them. So if you use these sounds on your track as they are, you will end up with a very narrow, very, mono squeezed mix down. So let's start with kick and bass. To achieve a very wide mix, guys, you gotta have contrast. If you wanna have the track sound too wide, you need several elements fully mono, then our brains are gonna compare the mono sounds and the white sounds and we will perceive it as a very wide mixdown or whatsoever. So yeah, for this, the first thing to have a mono kick and mono sub. I'm gonna make my kick mono. You don't need to have an external plugin to make it mono, but you know this stereo separation tool in the mixer is gonna be the post effect. So this is gonna be the very last chain in the mixer. So if you put some stereo enhancer to very first of the chain and make everything mono, it's different than making it mono from the mixer. The mixer is gonna act like it's the 11th mixer slot in here. So just keep that in mind. So let's make the kick mono and then let's go find our rumble. This is the sub bass. And let's make it mono as well. Now we got totally mono low end. Our kick is mono, which is going to help us to create the contrast between other tracks because we are going to make the other tracks very wide. So let's start with the bass. So this is our bass, right? And if I use some, stereo imaging plugins on the bass, I probably end up with a very bad phase. Then how are we going to make our bass wider? So the answer is we are going to use a delay on the bass. So I created this patch, but yeah, first I like to show you how the patch works. Instead of using a send, this patch is gonna save your time because in the end, if we use a parallel processing on the delay, we needed to group them again for sidechaining, and that's why it's easier if we just do it with the patcher. So I'm just loading the patcher and I'm gonna load a fruity delay. Now let's delete this so we don't get confused. So now patch is acting like that, right? The bass sound is coming to the delay and going to the FL Studio. Now we gotta make the dry 0. And we will connect the dry signal. Instead of the delay, we will connect the dry signal as it is to the FL Studio. So now we got delay and we got regular bass sound. Now I'm gonna make it ping-pong. You can use any of them, it doesn't matter. Let's try to use time 2. And we got very cool groove. I'm gonna lower the cutoff a little bit maybe. And if you like, you can add an EQ. So with this EQ, we can cut our low frequencies. So the delay never, clash with the bass sound, main bass sound. So we can cut it like 500 Hertz. And I'm gonna lower the high frequencies a little bit. And if you wanna, make it a little bit more professional, we can have a limiter. Let's connect the EQ to the limiter. And in here, we will do something like that. Just right click to limiter, go to audio, add one. It's just adding another audio input. And just connect the FL Studio to here. And now in the limiter, go to compressor. In the sidechain, you will see the input that you created. And now we can just make a sidechained delay, a fixed chain inside of the patch. And with this one, the bass actually playing, it's gonna lower the volume of the delay. So bass is gonna be much more cleaner no matter what. So adding ping-pong is creating a very wide mix, and it's, I think, one of the best ways to make a bass more wide. And if you like to control the volume, you can control the delay volume from here, the gain knob on the limiter. It's very easy to use. So this was my way to make this kind of basses, like a dotted basses, more wide. And now let's talk about the hi-hats. So we have a hi-hat like that. So currently the hi-hat is playing a rolling kinda rhythm. And now if I like to make it a little bit wider, I can go to the pen and I can hold Ctrl Shift and just hold them like that. And with holding Alt and middle mouse scroll, I can just shift their pans. So I can just pan those guys a little bit here and those guys a little bit to the bottom. And now we got, left, right hi-hat movement. And let's choose cuts off, which prevents the overlaps of the hi-hat. And now the hi-hats are pretty wide. You don't need to do much stuff. We will even though process them more, but this is the first thing you can do with your midis. The difference is huge, right? And now I'm gonna add the open hat. And with the open hat, we can do something like that. Maybe we can pan the open hat just a little bit, maybe 15% to the left. Let's do it right. Now I hear the rolling hat more obvious on the left a little bit because of the velocity. Have some velocities, like that. So the pan, for example, going to the up in here has less velocity. So that's why it sounds like it's shifted a little bit. So you can just check it with the mixer. And even from here, the meter, you see like the left channel is more loud than the right channel. So I can just put my open hat the opposite. I can put it to the right because rolling hat is mostly occupying the left speaker. Okay, everything is getting very wide, right? And we didn't even use any, widening plugins at all because they are mostly messing with the phases and stuff. But those are the very organic, very, natural techniques that you can apply. And those techniques are not gonna, block your mix down in a bad way. So after that, we can always use reverb to make a sound more wide. And since we use the panning stuff on the heads, let's put it one higher level and let's take it to the next level and use a reverb. So for drums, I'm not gonna go very fancy with the reverbs. I have a very short decay, it's less than a second. And all I'm gonna do is just put some wet until, I like it in the mix. Because reverb always giving it ambience, which means more stereo information. Let's give just a little bit more high frequencies. Okay, sounds perfect. Okay, this time I have a 303 lead, and to make it wide, I already prepared the channel. So this is its current sound. It's very mono, very dry. So this technique, we don't want to block the mono information, the original dry lead itself. With this technique, we are going to use a send channel. So just send the dry sound, any channel you like. And in that channel, I'm adding a fruity chorus. And don't forget, you can use any of the presets inside of it. That's okay. But don't forget to make it wet only. And after chorus, I'm cutting all the low frequencies, so it doesn't, interfere, because the 303 sound also a very bass sound. So I don't want to mess with the low frequencies, and only I like to apply the chorus, we land the chorus after 500 Hz. Okay, let's play them together. As you see, it's adding a very cool depth and stereo information to the sound. If you like to listen only the widening sound, you can just lower this dry to here. Then we will only hear the wide. Yeah, as you see, as you hear, it has tons of stereo information. Even if you like to make it more wide, you can use stereo separation knob in the mixer. And let's not stop here. The chorus is a perfect way to widen your sounds. But again, if we group these two sounds in here for processing, even now we can use the reverb to widen it. And let's try to do that. So I'm gonna add like maybe 4 seconds of decay, and I'm gonna have a very big size of room. And if you like, you can use the stereo separation inside of the reverb to make the reverb signal, the wet signal, more wide. And also we can add a delay before or after reverb, depending on your taste. And let's do it like that. So even, again, I'm gonna use ping-pong. Ping-pong is the widest delay, that's why I'm using it. And let's go time maybe 3 again. So just do your settings how you like it. And with delay reverb, this is a very proper way to widen a sound. And also we are using the chorus as well. Now we are using 3 techniques to widen this sound. Okay, lastly, we have this noise. So this noise is mono, and in order to make it stereo, this is my way to do it. I always like to put a stereo shaper to my noises, and then I'm just applying some Hass effect on them, which you can also create the same with duplicating channel, making it unique in here, and then putting one of them a bit late, putting one of them left, one of them right. This is what Hass effect. So you can just do the same stuff inside of this plugin, and even you don't need to use the plugin. You can go to the sweep, go to the sample, go to pre-computed FX, and in here, let's activate multi-channel. Yeah, in here you will have the stereo delay. So if you use it, that's the same as this plugin does. You see, it's just delaying one of the channels left or right. a bit late than other. But yeah, I like to use it on here so I have more control. So with this, it's gonna create some phasing problems. They will not gonna sound same in mono, but I think for noises, we don't need to care about that much. As long as they are not 100% phase cancel each other, you can just use this technique. So let's hear it as it is now. This is a normal version. This is the Haas effect version. It's also so much wider, right? And let's check it on mono. I hear some phasing, but I still hear the noise, and that's totally fine. This is mono without stereo shaper. This is mono with stereo shaper. So we are sacrificing a little bit mono information in order to get much more wider noise. So this is a trade-off, and I think I'm willing to pay what it's required to have a wider mix down on the noise, you know. I don't care if my noise phase, you know, having some little phases when it's in mono. It's still hearable. It's just a little bit less loud in mono, but that's totally fine to me. So let's activate everything, and then we can make a comparison, you know, how it was and how it become. Yeah guys, today we talk about how to widen your mix, how to place your sounds in the stereo field to get a very wide mix down. I hope you can apply these tricks to your own productions. Today that was it. See you on the next video. Bye bye.